Are you listening?
So yeah, you've been a ballroom dancer, you've done some acting, you've been published. You mentioned that you're a Freemason, and I know Patrick, he's a pretty intelligent dude. He's really into a lot of stuff, and he's your partner in memory and brain mastery.
Yeah.
So, like, was there like a discussion? Did this just manifest out of like a question or a need? Because
it was kind of a, I would say more of a just a, kind of a manifestation. I mean, it just kind of popped, and we're just like, hey, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. And so,
yeah, because like I mentioned before with the healthy masculinity thing, this was something that I had interest in as a way for men to support each other, as a way for me to kind of put out some of these simpler and a little bit more edgy methods of health, and allow other guys to come in and put their input in as to like what it is to be healthy as a man, so that we don't deviate and lead to the other options. Mentally, a lot of unchecked masculine traits lead to toxicity, as people call it, and testosterone in some cases is like practically an illness. In some people's eyes, they believe it's a bad thing. So I'm trying to promote this, and then Spartan Dave's like, dude, this is pretty cool. We should do something with this, and you should promote it and do more with it. So these things came to be, and it was simply just somebody took an interest. I had an idea, someone took an interest who was motivating me, and that thing came to be. And that's why I asked you that question, so that listeners, if people are out there interested in like, wow, these guys just put together a podcast. Yeah, it's real easy. Like, there's a lot of ways you can put yourself out there if you have a good, healthy idea, something that's beneficial, like memory and brain mastery, healthy masculinity. I encourage people to really step out of the box and just try to do that, because this is uncomfortable. Just sitting here with nobody in the room and trying to record things for you guys to hopefully benefit from. It's not the easiest thing. It's a challenge, but it's also kind of easy, and hopefully somebody can learn from it. And speaking of learning from it, so do you have anything big coming up with memory and brain mastery that people can learn from?
Oh yeah, sure. So of course we have that group on Facebook and whatnot. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. That's kind of like,
what's the name of the Facebook group?
Memory and Brain Mastery Group.
Just Memory and Brain Mastery Group?
Yeah, you'll find it.
Can't miss it.
So there's that, and that's kind of the umbrella, and that's like a free group and everything. And we'll put our live streams on YouTube so far too, and but yeah, we have couple projects coming up. One of which, the smaller one, we're gonna have a little mastermind. We're gonna take a few people and just have some fun with it. We're playing around with how to do that. And then the bigger one is gonna be the Art of Memory Academy, which is gonna be a pretty big online course. It's a paid thing. You can get in. We're building that out, scaling that out. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that comes completely to fruition, but it'll be good. And now we go pretty in depth over everything, not just like, hey, there's this. It's going to be like, here's this, and here's how to do this. And it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, other guys we notice that do this are pretty dry in their approach, and it doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be. It's like if you're like one of the techniques we've talked about, is being ridiculous, and you'll even see that in our videos. Like the more ridiculous, the better. That's how one of the ways your brain remembers things. Like. If you walk in here and there's, and someone is sitting here just hanging out, it's whatever, you're not going to think anything of it. You walk in, your same person is sitting here, just naked with like a chicken mask on, making weird noises, you're going to remember that a little bit better, yeah.
So that's one of the tricks. I've actually heard that before, because I've never done it before, but I've watched different YouTube videos and stuff like that about it. And I think one of the tricks that they say is, you want to put something that you're going to remember to whatever like number or image. Right. So you want to make it outlandish, right? So if you're trying to remember a deck of cards in a certain order, then you make the 4 with the naked lady, and you make the 5 with the giraffe, and another one with the elephant, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. And it makes it easier to remember in a sequence order, right?
Right.
Okay.
So I saw something pretty cool that was on you guys' Facebook group, and it was you in front of a kind of abstract mural wearing the sombrero in one video, discussing the process of memory, essentially like short-term and long-term memory, and then your transition, and just you went in depth, talked a little bit about like just the what actual like the synaptic process of it.
That's from your campus to your medial temporal lobe and everything, your brain just.
Yeah, but you were wearing a sombrero.
Right.
And later on in another video or another post, the question was, can you remember a hat? Will was wearing. And I
It
was
was
like,
in the first episode, though. I think with the caveat that I don't think everyone saw in the.
yeah, well, I saw it because I was like, look at this guy, this sombrero out here. Like, I thought this was going to be something. I thought this was going to be that drive approach to educating. One other question, man. How can people who are possibly interested in the academy sign up? Is this just go to page express interest?
Well, yeah. So the Art of Memory Academy isn't actually launched yet. That's something we're still building. If you want to join our Facebook group, that is free. By all means, please do, and we'll even be promoting it in there as well as you'll see it around too. But that's going to be one of the first places that gets promoted because obviously these are people with actual interest in this. Once it is launched, there'll be we'll have a link. We'll be sharing links and everything, and you'll see Facebook ads and whatnot, everything like that too for it. So you just click the link, you'll be able to go, pay the tuition or whatever you want to call it to sign up, and you just get going.
How much is the tuition looking like?
We're not sure yet. We're working with a guy who actually builds this out. And he's like, well, depending on the content, this can get up there, because between being a part of the personal development kind of niche and everything, and just whether people are charging, we could, depending on how much you want to put into this, but so that one's probably going to be a little more expensive. The mastermind group, where we're kind of just going to take just the kind of the meat and potatoes, that's going to be a little bit cheaper, quite a bit cheaper that we'll have to throw out there too, and that'll be a little bit different setting. Whereas the online course, it's going to be very in depth. It's going to be very in depth. It's going to be a little bit pricier, but very in depth, and you're going to have a whole lot of information you can always refer back to. That's a good thing about it. The mastermind, the downside is it's going to be shorter, but it's going to be fun. It's still going to be fun and interactive, though. That's the upside to it. There'll be more interaction versus watch these videos and hear some things you can refer back to, hear some worksheets and everything. There's an up and a down to it, but the mastermind, if you're looking for something a little bit on a lower ticket end, I would say go with that for now. And if you want to invest later, you sure can. And of course, we're going to throw out plenty of free stuff too.
I've seen some pretty cool free stuff, man. Yeah. Also, we'll definitely on this video when we put it on YouTube, we'll definitely make sure that there's a link on the bottom somewhere, and we'll definitely share this interview on our Instagram stories and on Facebook, so you guys will be able to find Memory and Brain Mastery and this guy in a sombrero.
All right, 3 things that the average guy can do sitting on his couch every day to help increase brain cognitivity.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get out of the way. Hydrate.
Not this, right? Water.
Right, actual water.
Water.
I'm about to go do that right now.
Yeah. Hydration's always plus.
Oh, it is. Let's get that out of the way. Hydrate. Well, you can even eat right with that too. That just deals with how your brain wants to function and everything, and you need water for that. That's why I say when you get up in the morning before you do anything, drink some water. Before you do anything. So there's that. Specifically sitting on their couch, or
just every day. Just something the average Joe like me that they could do to just
So a cool little technique you can use is actually use your opposite hand for different things like brushing your teeth, opening your car, everything like that, opening the door. So I'm right-handed, but I'll go and use my left hand for just random things. Don't necessarily, write with your opposite hand, but because when you're writing with your hand, generally, you're signing your signature for whatever. Just things like like brushing your teeth, opening your car door, opening your front door. Even getting your frigging water, turn on the faucet with your opposite hand. Just using stuff like that, or even just switching between the two, consciously switching between hands, because it kind of goes into with juggling. Jugglers actually have more white matter in their brain because they're having to train both sides of their brain at the same time. So that actually builds white matter in your brain. So,
white matter is like the neuron pathway, where synapse actually occurs. And
so it's also by using the opposite hand, you're almost just forcing yourself to refocus over and over again. Kind of, is that the ideology behind it?
There's a focus behind it too.
Using your right hand, certain tasks are just kind of pre-programmed.
Right.
If you want to use that left hand, your brain actually is
open up a new neural pathway.
You can think white matter, central nervous system, gray matter, peripheral nervous system. So
Okay.
And central, so your brain and your stem, and then peripheral, the nerves out. So yeah,
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so there's that, and again, and it teaches you how to blow it, very gently teaches you some focus and everything too, which is, good. Other than that, and this is a little bit heavier one, but it's something everyone can do, and actually, it's been shown that within like 6 months, if you use this fairly regularly, and you can use this for anything, your brain starts to function like these, like these professional memory champions. Is actually building a memory palace, and people, I think people know about it, like, oh, but I don't have anything big and long I need to memorize. Well, it doesn't have to be. It's great for that, but it doesn't have to be. Like, you grab a cake mix and read the ingredients in the recipe and then just build this out. And it's super simple, and we're going to go into this really in depth in our course and our mastermind and everything. But kind of the gist of it would be, I would say, use your house, if not your house in a familiar place, unless you're really good at, just making up a house that you can remember, room by room in your head. But so I said, just start with your house or
Find Shambhala.
Yeah. And so you basically like, okay, you start at your door. Here's the first thing you need to remember is like your front door. You can even go out to like your driveway or whatever you prefer. And you walk in, and then there's the next part, and you tie these words and these things and these words with objects and locations around your house. So I walk in, then this is happening, so I see this, and this part, I say this, or I have to do this. Next part, I move over here, and it's this, and this is these words are tied to this object, this location, like these words are this paragraph, and then you keep moving around your house like that. It's probably the simplest way, and again, we're going to go into this pretty in depth how to actually really build this up. And it can be used for anything, like short, long, and you can use it for anything, and it's really great. And whatever you tie it to, like so, say like we have a table over there. So say I'm tying like this, I'm tying some like a paragraph over here to this table. So I'm going to make this table maybe like have like a smiley face or it's singing something ridiculous too while I'm looking at this. So I know to say this when this table is doing something weird. It's a table I see every day, but it's going to be weird now. So that's when I know to say this. So again, going back to getting ridiculous.
So it's like a visualization
Right.
practice that's memory through association
Right.
with imagination.
Right. I mean, so like one thing I had to use, so like in masonry, we have to memorize thousands of words and then recite them verbatim and everything. One of the things I used was I made two of the guys that were there. I made one of them Chewbacca, the other guy a naked clown just jerking off. Because if you walk in your room and you see a Chewbacca over here and a naked clown jerking off over here, you're going to remember everything that is being said in that room. Yeah. Like, you're probably wondering why you're there, but you're gonna remember everything that is going on, like forever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like I said, I was discussing with you before. With me, I've had to learn long foreign, long sutras or mantras or different things in different languages that I wasn't familiar with, and like I'd written them down in paragraph form, and I kept them to like a stanza, and then I would put commas there, and instead of using my imagination, because at the time I hadn't really sharpened myself in a practice of visualizations, I would break it down to little drawings. Like I would just doodle on a piece of paper, and each one of those drawings, this is part one, this is part two, and I would allow my eyes to follow this piece of paper, not focusing on the words, but I know that these match, and I would remember this one, this one, this one. And I use that in particular for the Vajrasattva mantra, which is Om Vajrasattva Sami Manapalaya, Vajrasattva Tenapa, Tichutim Mevoa, Sutukaya Mevoa, Supukaya Mevoa, Anuraka Mevoa, Sarsira Mepriata Sarakama Tutsam Yesishim Kuruham, Ha Ho, Bhagavan Saratata Vajramam, Vajra Bhava Maha Samya Sarva. And that's actually saying that really slow, because in practice you'll say that like 10,000 times in a sitting.
Right.
You'll go around this thing until you've completely moved one of these beads, which counts 1,000. So it's kind of it worked for me. That was an amazing practice. So when you say that and you say start with something simple, it's on something like a cake recipe.
Right.
That sounds pretty cool. One other thing, y'all already put it out there, man. Could you share something about that box that box visualization?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I feel like that would help strengthen.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are like, I don't like, and this is kind of a little bonus kind of thing here. Stop thinking you can't do it. Stop thinking you're stupid. Stop thinking you have bad memory, because that's all crap. So visualization, it obviously gets pretty big, especially with something like Memory Palace too. That's again why I say use like your house, because you see it every day. It's a little bit easier, but so yeah, like the box visualization. So especially people who are like, oh, I'm not good at visualizing. Okay, well, you've seen a square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, imagine that. Okay, then here's what you do. You just draw it yourself. Even take the you get that mind-body connection. Take a pen and paper and just draw a square. And look at it. Just draw a line. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself drawing a line. Do it again. So you have all 4 lines, and then look at it. Close your eyes. Imagine. Just keep doing that. And if you want to do it again, get a new piece of paper, turn it over, whatever, draw another one. Just something so simple, like a basic shape like a square, and just imagine line by line. Yeah.
That's.
I want to circle back to one thing you said about the 3 things. You said hydration.
Yes.
So hydration is big in what I do too.
Sure.
I mean, I have to stay hydrated. I mean, it's for recovery and
Right,
everything.
yeah. Most of your body's made of water.
But with most caffeine pre-workouts and everything, they always implicate that you increase your focus and your mental capacity with caffeine.
Sure.
How much is there any truth to that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so does caffeine really
actually
help
caffeine
you
is
focus?
a nootropic, and actually is in small doses actually very beneficial. It's just that motorists, at least in the United States, are intaking copious amounts of caffeine.
Right. So like 600 milligrams of caffeine in the morning isn't necessarily.
You're gonna be zoned in, but then you're gonna crash where you are, and you're gonna feel like shit right after.
And there's probably a thin line between zoned and zoned out, right? On caffeine,
right. Yeah. Now, caffeine actually definitely has its benefits. It is a nootropic. It does actually help the brain, but again, a lot of it starts to dehydrate you. It starts to, break down bone marrow and everything a little bit too much. And yeah, but.
And especially like with something I do, I'm sure, and your brain is a muscle as well. Being dehydrated, your muscle doesn't function as well.
It doesn't want to function, right.
Like I always tell people, caffeine is not a bad thing. The way we consume caffeine is bad, not necessarily the amount that we take and like our kind of like, I need my caffeine attachment. That's not the
probably not flushing it out, right, with water after, it's probably...
and definitely hydrate though. But my thing is, if you get caffeine, make sure it's clean. Like just a tea or a coffee. These energy drinks that we're drinking, not the best thing.
Green tea has a natural caffeine in it that will light you up.
Oh,
It'll light you up.
There are a whole lot of sources of caffeine that are really like unchecked because they're not the tastiest or they're not the easiest for us to get our hands on here. But everybody who drinks coffee, we all make the same mistake of like, here's your simple syrup. Let me go to get the barista to just dump all kinds of stuff in here, and it needs to be cream. Your body really doesn't take to that as well. Just a small cup of black coffee is going to benefit you far more than your triple shot espresso as far as your body actually.
Yeah, I agree. Like these are good every now and then, but I would carbonated caffeine drinks, in my opinion, they're the worst.
Yeah.
Like when I work out, I drink a half of a red line because there's no carbonation in there. There's none of that extra sugars, and it has a little bit of BCAAs in it and stuff like that.
Right.
I drink a bang every once in a while. I like.
They're so hard not to drink sometimes. They're like got such interesting cans.
I was really kind of enjoying cold brew for a while there. I definitely enjoyed that. So yeah, just a basic recap: memory and brain mastery. We're going to kind of put that out there, so you guys will see some links either below the video. I'll try to share a link or I'll put the link out in the description of the podcast. We will share this also on our Facebook and Instagram. 3 cool things that you can definitely try: stay hydrated. Use mindfully, apply the hand that you don't typically use. Use your less dominant hand for things that you do regularly with your dominant hand, and practice memory or brain palace, memory palace.
Memory palace might be called memory management. Either or is correct. It just depends on who you're talking to. They might have a different word.
So just try to associate objects in your house with certain things that you have to memorize as far as like the list goes.
Yeah, walk through your house
and make a pathway. Pretty cool practice. And then the square thing, you guys definitely should try that. I thought that was really cool when I seen it. So check out Memory and Brain Mastery on Facebook. Definitely look for the sombrero video of this guy because he goes over some really cool stuff. We didn't really get into the sciences of it much because, well, I mean, some of it would, what do you want to know? I don't know. We did kind of get into it.
A little bit.
But yeah, so this is going to go ahead and conclude segment 2 and check out segment 3 where we're going to ask you a little bit about being a Mason.
Okay.